Hello guys, my name is Devin Young and I chose to do a video for my capstone presentation. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you. Alright guys, so for this segment of the video, I would like to talk about multicultural competence. And basically what that is being knowledgeable of different cultures than your own. And why that matters is and the reason why that matters is because if you were in a situation where someone shared a culture that is not of your own, then you could offend that person in that situation. Like for me, for example, if I went to someone's home and their wife was there, then and I addressed the female as well as the male, I could offend the male because of their culture or their background. I actually had a case during my intern at DHR where a person I wasn't really sure what culture they were, but he definitely did not like the fact that I was a male social worker and he worked all the time, and so at DHR I had to do a lot of house visits, and he definitely didn't like the idea of another man being in the home with his wife and kids while he wasn't at home. Now, if I wasn't aware or sensitive to the fact that people have different ways of doing things, then I could have gotten in a lot of trouble, or I could have blown it off, or done something even worse, or I could have upset him a lot more than he already was. And before I got to Miles College in 2012, I had been introduced to a lot of different backgrounds and cultures due to my upbringing and the experiences that I had. I've been introduced to Muslims, of course. I've been introduced to some South Africans and the way they do things, some Asians, the way they do things, and people of the Greek culture. So I definitely knew how to act around people, but I didn't know how to pick up on when I was around those people. And Miss Hudson and Diverse Population, and even Miss Melton and Human Behavior, they taught me how to pick up on those little hints of when you're not around your own type of people or your own culture. And so I do thank the social program for that particular experience and that that little tool that they taught me. So for that, I am grateful. And now the next segment will be what is this? Complex direct practice. So over to that guy. Thank you for that. Alright guys, for this portion of the video, I would like to talk about direct complex practice. And basically what that is when you have a case or situation with more than one component to it. When you have multiple interventions for one case. I was going to put a video right here from YouTube, but I saw another video pertaining to something else, and it kind of touched my heart. It did, and I want to share that with you guys. So what I decided to do was just explain and give you a case scenario, and then put that video at the end. So the case that I'm going to use is this female. She was about my age, and she had sorry, there's a lot of bees out here. So she had 2 kids, and her kids were taken from her because she was an avid marijuana smoker, and she would always leave her kids at home. And so there's neglect, and there's drug abuse, and also child abuse. She would get really angry at her kids, and then when she would go into the discipline stage of parenting, she would go overboard. So those were 4 things that I just named: drug use, child neglect, child abuse, and anger. So what we had to do was get her drug counseling. We had to get her in parenting classes, and get her into anger management. So those 3 things were the intervention for 4 issues. So that's basically what complex direct practice is, because I had one case with more than one intervention. So right now I'm going to play this video that I talked about earlier, and it really touched my heart because it let me know exactly why I want to be a social worker. Everything that they were saying, when people just coming up to them, like Miss Player or Miss Carol or Miss Hudson, I think you're there, and I see Miss Melton, she's over there. I may come up to you guys in like 15 years, you may forget me. I doubt if you'll forget this face, but you may forget me. And then I'll say, hey, you touched my heart, you've done this, you've done that, and I really appreciate you. And then you say, I forgot, say your name again. And that's basically what this video is. So without further ado, here's the video.
Dear Liz, you were the first person I phoned when I got my GCSE results.
If it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't be the person I am today.
Although it's been a long time and I've moved on, you still play a big part in my life.
I got into social work because I think really I always knew that I wanted to do something where I got the chance to help people.
You didn't give up on me even when I was being difficult.
It might have taken you 6 months, 12 months, it might have taken you 2 years, but knowing that you've made a real difference to a child's life, that's a really fulfilling thing.
I'm no longer the troubled teen I once used to be, although I'm still not perfect.
You'll see the rewards with the work that you do. You know, you'll see the rewards with the families and with the young people that you work with.
You always told me to aim high and stay positive. I will not be held back by the fact that I was in care. Thanks for that belief, because you were the one that instilled that belief in me.
And if you really work hard in terms of being a social worker, then you will make a difference to young people's lives, to children and young people's lives, without a doubt.
People will come to you and approach you and say, well, yeah, I remember when we had that conversation about this, and I've adopted that, and that's reward enough.
When it was such a tough time and I thought the world was against me, you were there and on my side.
You gave me advice without bossing me around, and you listened to what I had to say.
When I had my running competitions, you waited for me at the finish line with a towel in your hand, and I still appreciate that.
Dear Julie, you've known me since I was very young and done so much to help me get to the point where I can live a happy life. There needs to be more social workers like you. Sorry, I'm quite emotional. Whenever I had a problem, even when you were no longer around.
So this is to thank you for being yourself, for keeping it real.
I didn't feel like I was one of your caseloads.
Thank you for what you have done for me over the years.
I still appreciate that.
I've been given a scholarship.
You've been there for everything.
You know, it's a brilliant buzz to see people do well and think for themselves and feel that you've actually made a difference. You know, that's really, really satisfying.
It's definitely been a pleasure to have known you and to have had you in my life, love, Holly. Oh, that's wonderful, isn't it? That makes it all worthwhile.
Hey guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that video just as much as I did. I told you that it was going to be something special, and I hope that it touched you just like it touched me. But right now, I would like to move on into the research and evaluations part of the video. The reason why research is so important inside social work is because the agencies need to know if their target population need their services, or what services they need to provide to their target agencies. And the reason why evaluation is so important is because it lets them know if their methods and their services are actually being effective on their target population. I never thought that I would be interested in research or evaluation until I talked to Ms. Player about her experiences outside of the classroom as far as evaluating and grant writing. And I think it's something that I want to do. I haven't done much research on it yet, but grant writing is definitely a major part of social work, because that's where most of their funding comes from. Now, that entails a lot of research, qualitative and quantitative data, collecting it and putting it into this one paper, and to send it off to the government or whomever, and trying to get funds for that agency. Well, that concludes my this segment of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it just as I enjoyed making it. Thank you. Alright guys, so for this final portion of this video, I just want to take the time and reflect back on my time here at Miles College in the social work department. But first I want to give a thanks to Miss Player, Miss Carol, Miss Melton, and if Miss Hudson is here, I want to thank all of you guys, and as well as my extended family, my classmates. All of this stuff I could not have done without you guys, and I think you know that. You guys are a big part of my life now, and if anything you guys need, don't hesitate to ask. Whatever you guys need, I'm always here for you guys, and I really appreciate all of you. Miles College has molded me into a more caring person, a more understanding person, a more patient person. Though I don't understand everything inside of social work, I do know that it is always ongoing, like continued education, continued learning. I do understand that. And before I became a social worker, or before I became a student at Miles College, I was content with just enough. I was content with mediocrity. But not Miss Player. Not Miss Player. Now with that didn't fly with her. Or Miss Melton. Miss Melton always challenged me to think outside of the box. Now I don't know whose box she wanted me to think outside of. I still ain't found it yet, but she always wanted me to think outside of somebody's box. And in my search for that box, I'm pretty sure that I will still become a better person. I thank you guys. I love you guys. And Miss Player, I really hope, no, seriously, I really hope that we cross paths in the future. And Miss Melton, I'm going to take you out for a drink. All of us, we're going out for a drink, even though I know you say boundaries. You guys be safe. I love you. And Miss Player, I want you to give me a nod if I can key the organist sitting right over there. He's going to do me a praise break, and I'm going to be in the back shouting. In 3, 2, 1. She nodded. Let's go.